Once there was a dog named Rusty who lived with his loving family in a cozy house on the outskirts of town. Rusty was a sweet-natured, friendly dog who loved nothing more than spending time with his family and going for long walks in the nearby woods. But despite his happy demeanor, Rusty had a deep sadness that he carried with him always. You see, Rusty had been abandoned by his previous owner and left to fend for himself on the streets. He had been picked up by an animal rescue organization and eventually adopted by his current family, but the trauma of his past never quite left him. Rusty was haunted by memories of his time alone and afraid, and no matter how much love and attention his family showered on him, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was still alone in the world. As the years went by, Rusty grew more and more withdrawn. He stopped playing with his favorite toys and lost interest in going for walks. He would spend long hours staring out the window, lost in thought. His family tried everything they could think of to cheer him up, but nothing seemed to work. Rusty was a sad dog, and no one knew how to help him. One day, Rusty's family decided to take him on a trip to the countryside. They hoped that a change of scenery might lift his spirits and bring back the joyful dog they had once known. Rusty was hesitant at first, but as soon as he stepped out of the car and felt the soft grass beneath his paws, he perked up a bit. For a while, Rusty seemed to be enjoying himself. He ran around in the fields and chased after butterflies, his tail wagging happily. But as the day wore on, he grew more and more quiet. By the time they returned to the car, Rusty was once again lost in his own thoughts. That night, as Rusty's family settled into their tent for the night, they noticed that Rusty was nowhere to be found. They searched high and low, calling his name and shining flashlights into the darkness, but he was nowhere to be seen. They spent a sleepless night worrying and hoping that Rusty would return. The next morning, they set out once again to search for Rusty. They combed the woods and fields, asking everyone they met if they had seen a lost dog. As the hours ticked by, their hope began to wane. Finally, as the sun began to set, they received a call from a local farmer. He had found Rusty, lying by the side of the road, injured and alone. Rusty's family rushed to the farmer's property, where they found their beloved dog lying on a blanket in the barn. He was battered and bruised, with a deep cut on his leg and a broken spirit. As soon as he saw his family, he lifted his head and let out a weak bark. They rushed him to the vet, where he was treated for his injuries. But even as his wounds began to heal, Rusty remained withdrawn and sad. He refused to eat or play, and would spend long hours staring out the window once again. It seemed as though all hope was lost for Rusty. His family had tried everything they could think of to help him, but nothing seemed to make a difference. And then, one day, something miraculous happened. Rusty's family had decided to take him on a walk through the woods. They had a feeling that the fresh air and exercise might do him good. As they walked, Rusty seemed to perk up a bit. His ears perked up, and he started to sniff around. And then, they came across a small clearing in the woods. In the center of the clearing. Subscribe now to receive regular updates, insights, and valuable information on a variety of topics that interest you. With our subscription, you'll gain access to exclusive content and stay ahead of the curve with the latest news and trends in your field. Whether you're a business owner, student, or simply curious about the world around you, our subscription will provide you with valuable knowledge and resources to help you succeed. Don't miss out on this opportunity to enhance your skills and stay informed. Subscribe today.